That's you. That's you, Channing. All right. Okay, so welcome. This is Bhagavad Gītā. What? Hold on. I don't want to hear this. Oh, mute button must have hit. Okay, once again, welcome. Bhagavad Gītā, chapter 15, memorization. The yoga of a supreme person, also known as Superman yoga. Superman yoga. We are on verse number 11, and we have Matthew Seva here. He's a great expert. He's like, "What are you doing? Why are you putting me on the spot?" Oh, we got another Chintamani's joining in. Let's see. We can give a welcome to Chintamani. Welcome, Chintamani. Welcome to Bhagavad Gītā memorization. Is that a live view from your office, Sean? Or Matthew?
Yes, yeah. I'm next to Penn Station.
Oh, okay, you're right in the city, right in New York City. All right.
Yeah, so that's looking downtown where I guess the Freedom Tower is, where the Twin Towers were.
All right, yes. I used to live in the Brooklyn Temple, and I sold my wife to be a book, Sciences, Beyond Birth and Death in the subway of Times Square. And she's from the Bronx, and that's how we met as a whole. It's a pretty cool story. That it is nice. So we got Chintamani, where are you calling in from? Let's see. I don't know.
Hi, how are you? Radhe. I'm sorry I don't turn on my video right now when I'm on my car. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm from Ecuador.
Ecuador, welcome. So
yes.
Are you friends with Chapuji?
I have not met her.
Oh, you have to meet
like
Chapuji.
in real life. But we are Instagram friends. Does that count?
Yeah, Chapu is like she's a great help for anybody who wants to advance more in this class, because she has a lot of verses memorized.
Perfect.
I think she's originally from Venezuela, but she lives there in Ecuador.
Yes. Yeah, she's from Venezuela, but she lives in Quito for a couple of years now, I think.
Nice. So we are on the 11th verse of the Bhagavad Gītā of chapter 15. Let's take a look. Can you pass me the book there?
I believe we're on the 10th, right?
Did we do that last time? Yatanta Yoginash?
No, we did 9 last time.
Oh, okay, no, okay. All right, there we go. We're on the 10th. All right. I was testing you.
It's keeping us on our toes.
I knew that already. It's like, what? Okay, let's see. Chapter 15. So for those who are new, there are a lot of different things that can be done that will help you. Some of the things are acting out the meanings of the verses. Okay, yeah, we're on the 10th verse, but that was actually, I was looking at this verse, but in my mind, that verse was number 11. So before the class, this is the verse I read. I was like, okay, it's the verse that I was thinking about, but it wasn't the right number. I had the wrong number in my head. Nice. So, so those are new. How many of you have ever tried to memorize a Sanskrit shloka of any sorts? Sean, David, Victoria, and how was your luck with doing it? Did you find yourself successful as you wanted to be? Did you start off and then kind of fade off as you went in the future? So one of the secrets to this is it may take a great genius to bring all these verses together, but any damn fool can sing a song. So that's why we learn all the verses together in one whole chapter, because they all lead together. They all reinforce, they all remind you of what's coming next. And you don't have to be a person who's giving Bhagavad Gītā classes 3 times a day and have this great brain to make all these crazy connections that you're able to practically use all those verses on a day-to-day basis. You can just practically use it by singing it every day. And then eventually your brain will make a lot of connections to things that you just see out in life. That way you can see Jnana Chakshusha. What is Chakshusha? Anybody? David, you remember? You were here last class?
Yeah, chakshu would be ears.
Chakshusha.
Or chakshu eyes, yeah.
Yes, yo. Jnana Chakshusha. So this verse talks about seeing the world with eyes, with the knowledge eyes. Shastra Chakshusha and Jnana Chakshusha. Seeing that world with spiritual knowledge. Jnana doesn't mean to know how many windows are in the building that Matthew Seva is sitting in. That's not knowledge. Knowledge, specifically in relation to Bhagavad Gītā, the word jnana means to distinguish matter from spirit. Spiritual knowledge. So I'll read the verse. Utkramantam stitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitan vimudha nanu pashanti jnana chakshusa shushaha. So who remembers this word from the previous verse? Utkramantam. David's got his head nodding. What is that one? Do you remember?
It's like letting go of the body or quitting the body.
Exactly. So that's one of the things is that as we're focusing, for those who are new here, we're not focusing on rote memorization of the English. That of course is nice, but we want you to have a good understanding of the actual Sanskrit words, the vocabulary, not necessarily the grammar, how to translate it, but just recalling the translation, because you become so familiar with the words and you become so familiar with the translation, is that as soon as you see those words all together in one sentence, you're like, oh, it's that verse, because you're familiar with the words and you're familiar with the translation. So this word udkramantam, it's in verse 8, it says, it has these 2 parts. It says avapnoti ukramati girhitvani and samyati, which means to get and leave, or to leave behind, or to achieve, to leave, to achieve, to leave. And so again here, and that's relation to the body, and then it was related to how the air catches an aroma and then leaves the aroma behind. Just like we carry one particular conceptions of life. I am Sunita. I'm adopted. I am this. I do kirtan. We have different, our mentality of our identity. But then as we go in the next body, it's like a different body. I am this now. So the air doesn't have all those. It's like the air has its own, its state, which is free from those fragrances. And then we're carrying different fragrances from one life to another, and the other, we leave certain fragrances behind. In one life we are a firefighter, next life we are a ballerina. Of course, you could be both in the same life. You could be a firefighter, ballerina, or one life we're a cat, one life we're, next life we're a dog, like that. We're giving up that fragrance. Now Krishna here is saying, but to see this, you have to have spiritual knowledge. Utkramantam stitam vapi. So utkramatam stitam. This kind of root we see a lot of times. It's the situation. Pratishtani, stani, stitam. It's like standing. Where you're standing. What's your situation? Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, stani. Where you're situated in. So leaving the body, situated in the body, and bunjanam, how he's enjoying, how he's existing and feeling everything within this body. Rama Devi is waiting let's welcome Rama Devi. Everybody, woohoo! Welcome, Ramadevi. Hare Krishna. Ramadevi is coming in from Florida.
From Florida.
All right. Woo! I get a point.
Sorry for interrupting.
No
Thank you
problem.
for letting me
So-
be here.
So utkramantam, leaving the body, stitam, situated in the body, bhunjanam, enjoying, experiencing the body, and other things, gunanvitan, under the spell of the gunas. What are the gunas, David?
They're the three modes of material nature.
Yeah. So he's anvitam. I looked up that word. It's like decorated, endowed with, just filled with. So we're filled with these gunas, and so we're under the kind of spell of the gunas. And so the vimudha. Sean, do you know what this word mudha means? If you go to India and just call everybody mudha, everybody will love you. No, don't listen to this advice. It means you fool ass. And then if you want to jump it up, you want to make it like Royals Royce edition, Vimuda, special ass. big fool. Vimuda nanu pashanti. The fools cannot see. What can't they see? Utkramantam, how the soul is leaving the body, how the soul is stitam, situated in the body, and how the soul is experiencing, enjoying, bhunjanam, enjoying the body, enjoying different things within the body. That soul under the gunanvitam, under the spell of nature, the vimudha, na anupashanti. Anupashanti. So pashanti means to see. Pashanti means to see. We'll probably, I don't know if we had come across that word yet. Pashanti. But we probably will come across it again. Pashanti. And we'll definitely come across it right now. Pashanti. Jnana chakshusha. But who can see? Pashanti. The jnana chakshush. Knowledge eyes. Those with knowledge eyes. Just like say I'm driving down the road and I see some smoke coming out of my car. I pull over. I open up the hood. I look inside. And what do? My hand goes up. You know, I'm looking at something, but it's like, I might not know what really is the issue. But then you call Sean Murphy up. He comes in. He looks inside. He probably knows more. You know more about trucks and stuff, isn't it? Okay. He's good. He knows those. So he looks inside. He's like, hey man, it's just this, it's that. You know, you need. Fool, you don't have any water in your radiators. So he's looking at the same thing that I'm looking at, but his eyes have been trained. So someone has, eyes that are trained, like a surgeon comes in, looks at something, you just see a bunch of guts, you don't know what it's all a bunch of guts. And he's seeing he's identifying all the different organs and different little aspects that, we have no idea what we're looking at. So he has that jnana chakshus. He's been trained in a particular way to see things that we can't see. And so Krishna is saying here, and in the next verse, it's kind of a similar theme, that when you get that spiritual training, you can see how the soul is leaving the body behind, how the soul is situated in the body, and how the soul is trying to enjoy all these things in the body, trying to chase after so many different things and experience all kinds of things in the body. And here Prabhupada says, so we'll read the translation. The foolish cannot understand how the living entity can quit his body, leave his body, nor can they understand what sort of body he enjoys under the spell of the modes of nature. But one whose eyes are trained with knowledge can see all this. And then at the end, it says, those who have developed knowledge, spiritual knowledge, however, can see the spirits, and it's different from the body, and it's changing his body, and it's showing in different ways. Okay. Therefore, those who are highly developed in Krishna consciousness try their best to give this knowledge to people in general, for their conditional life is very troublesome. Does anybody remember a verse in this chapter? I know some of you are all new students. Karshati. Karshati. This material world is Karshati. It's a struggle. I think it's Mevevam Shojiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manashastani Indriyani Prakati Stani Karshati. So why is this knowledge necessary? Because it's actually a great struggle living in this world. There's no actual substantial satisfaction. So let's go for it. I'll recite one line, and then you can repeat. And then eventually, I think we got a small group. Sometimes we break out into smaller groups, into breakout rooms, and so that way people have more opportunity to practice. Utkramantam. So you can all let it go. Utkramantam.
Utkramatam.
Utkramantam.
Utkramatam.
Utkramantam.
Utkramatam.
Stitam. Stitam.
Stitam.
Vapi.
Vapi. Everyone's muted but me. Am I supposed to be muted? Sorry.
You can be muted, or you don't have to. One word at a time. It doesn't have to be muted. But then when we do the whole line, that's maybe, I don't know. Let's see. We'll have Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Utkramastam something vapi.
And you can read along. You don't have to. It's not memorization yet. We're just getting familiar with the.
Which verse is this?
Verse number 10.
In what chapter, please?
15.
Chapter 15.
We usually have. We have some students that have about 8 or 9 verses memorized. But don't worry, because if you're coming in, you can just start where you're at, and then you can work your way backwards at some other on your extra time.
I've never memorized any verses from the Bhagavad Gītā.
Okay, well, this is a good one to start with.
Let's see. Okay. Utkramatam stitam vapi.
So everybody, so you put it on mute, and then I'll do one line, and then everyone just repeat, and then we'll go to the next one. Utkramantam stitam vapi. I don't hear Sakshi. Utkramantam stitam vapi. 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 Bunjana vagunanvitam. Bunjanam. What word does that sound like? Bunjana. What does it sound like? What word? Come on, sexy. No, not banda. That's banda. That's bondage. Bunjanam. Bhojan. Bhojan. Have you heard that word? Bhojan? Bhojan means food. Food, eating. Bhojan. Oh no, dance is ready to come in and dance. And someone's knocking on the door. Krishnamanga's getting the door. So Bunjan means to enjoy, to experience, to eat. Bunjanan, Bunjanam, Va Gunanvitan. All right, let's hear Chance. Mr. Chance, give us a few verses. Give us a recitation of a few verses.
All right. I will do my best here. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Urvamulam Ashvatam Prahoravyayam Shidamsi Yasya Purnani Yastam Veda Saveirave Arastodvam Prasutasta Shishaka Guna Pavita Vishya Pravala Arastramulani Anusantatani Karmanu Banhini Manushya Loke.
Rupam.
Nirupamaseha tatopalapyate Nantam nachadir nachasam pratishta Ashvatamenam savruthamulam Sangasasrena dridhem nachitva Tata param tat parimargitapyam Yasmin gatana nirvatanti bhuya Tameva chadyam purusham papadye Yatha pravritti prasita parani Nirmana moha jita sangadosha Yatmanitya vinvritta kamaha Vanver vimukta sukhaduka samya Gachantiya mudha paramavyayam tad Natad bhasyate suryo Na shashanko na pavakaha
Yat
Yad kitpana anavartante Taddahama paramam mama Mamevam sho jiva loke Jiva bhuta sanatanaha Manashasthani indriyani Prakritisthani karshati Shiriram yaravapnoti Yachthaput kramatishvaraha
Manasastani.
Manashasthani indriyani
Prakriti.
Okay, yeah. Prakritisthani karshati. I know it. The next one is it's Shrotam Chakshus Parshanam cha Rasanam Hranam eva cha I know it. Adishthaya Manashtayam
Vishayan.
Vishayan Upasevate. And the next one is
Oh, you're at the verse that we're at right now.
Yeah, I think
you got this one too.
Kramatam Stitham Vapi. Kramatam Stitham Vapi. Munjanam Vagananvitam. I know it.
Vimudha.
Sorry, wasn't it?
Vimuda. Nanupashanti.
Oh, Vimuta Nanupashanti. Pashanti. Pashanti Kyana Chakshushaha.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That was a little rough.
We got Chintami. She's got a question. Let's hear your question.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. I just wanted to know, is there like a tone that is used throughout the whole reading, or is it a tone like in every verse?
I couldn't hear. What was the? Is there a what?
Oh, sorry. Give me 1 second. I'm with my Bluetooth. There. Can you hear me there?
That's easier.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. My question was, is there a tone that is used throughout the reading of the verses, or is there a tone for each verse? How is that?
Yeah. So the Bhagavad Gītā, there are different size verses that have different a different syllable count. So most of the verses are in what is called Anushtup. Anushtup means 32 syllables. And there are a lot of different melodies that go with it. Like, and so we have some sample recordings of myself. We also have on the first email that went out, there is like a SoundCloud link that has another recording, and then sometimes I think on Discord there was other recordings shared. So there might be there are different melodies that go with that Anushtup. And then verses 2 through 5 are longer, and there are different melodies. Some of them are quite similar to the rest of the verses 1 through, the rest to 20. So I'll give you a sample. Utkramantam stitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitan vimudananu pashanti gana chakshusha. Let me see if a different one. Utkramantam stitam vapi bhunjanam va gunanvitan vimudananu pashanti gana chakshusha. Yeah, there's different melodies. They're all kind of simple. Verses 2 through 5 have a few different melodies. Some of them are more complicated and melodious, and some of them are more less melodious and a little more simple. Carlos, welcome. Welcome, Carlos. Hare Krishna. Does that answer your question, Chintamani?
Yes, that was it. Thank you very much. I was asking because I heard your last two recordings, and they have a different melody from the one that you were reading right now. So that's why
Okay, yeah.
I was asking.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
prefer. Like sometimes, like there's the Bhagavad Gītā birthday is in. Does anybody know what month the Bhagavad Gītā was spoken? Well, all the Vedic festivals go according to lunar calendar, so the dates can kind of float around the solar calendar, but it's generally late November, always December, pretty much. Sometimes late November is what is called. Sometimes it's called Gita Jayanti. It's the day that Bhagavad Gīta was spoken 5,000. What are you doing? My son's here trying to take the iPad. What are you doing? You want to here? Come here. Ramananda wants to give. Come say hi. Come say hi.
Hi.
All right. He's trying to get the iPad. You want to play something?
Yes.
What do you want to play? Roblox. He wants to play Roblox. All right. 1, 2, 3. Here you go. You get to play some Roblox.
My son's playing Roblox now.
Who's playing Roblox? Who else? Matt, Mr. Seva? Is that what you said? Who said that?
My son, he's playing it right now.
Oh, Sean Murray, his son's playing it right now too. Get him.
Prabhuji, I just had a quick question. These
Yes.
meetings, they start at 8 o'clock or 8:30? Sorry, I'm on Eastern time. So
Yeah, so that is 8 p.m. Eastern time.
okay, I joined. I thought the class was at 8:30, so I apologize.
Oh, no problem. And we kind of dig into the verse and then we start practicing. And we generally just go an hour, maybe hour and 5 minutes. Now, let's see. So yeah, in the Gita Jayanti festival, usually here in Dallas, we'll have one person take a chapter and they'll sit with a microphone and they'll recite the Sanskrit, and then everybody will go around and read. They'll pass the mic around and everybody will say a translation, and we'll read Sanskrit and English. We'll go through the entire Bhagavad Gītā in about 3-4 hours or so with Sanskrit and English. But usually I like to kind of with the melody, I like to kind of go like, I don't want it to be monotone, so sometimes I go like the Shrotram Chakshus Parshanam Cha Rasanam Grahanam Evacha Adishchaya Manashchayan Vishayan Upasevate Shrotram Chakshus Parshanam Cha Rasanam Grahanam Evacha. So it kind of like adjusts the melody so it's not just like this straight flat thing that's the same all the time. So you could do that. It's fine. Yeah, and especially these verses, there are a lot of melodies that go with them. His son's gamer tag, Ramananda, is Darth Dave 108. You want to find him? Darth, D-A-R-T-H, Dave, D-E-V 108. Nice. No, don't voice type it. Just type it out. Okay. How about Mr. Sean Murphy? Can you give us, or can you read out the Sanskrit to us?
Utkramatam stitam vapi punjanam vagunanvitam vimuda nanu pasyanti pasyanti jnana chakshushaha.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
And Mr. David Stallings, can you read one line and then we'll recite it? We'll do the recitation.
Utkramantam shitam vapi
Utkramantam stitam vapi
bhunjanam va gunanvitam
bhunjanam va gunanvitam
vimuddaha nanu pashyanti
vimudha nanu pashyanti
jnana chakshushaha.
Prashanti Jnana Chakshusha. Now, Mr. No Dance chants without seeing. What does Nanu Pashanti mean? Without looking, without seeing.
Nanu Pashanti is na never, and Pashanti can see.
Not
So
seeing,
one
yeah,
who cannot
without
see.
looking. It means without looking, not looking.
Yeah, yes. I didn't even catch that.
That's dropping some hints. All right, Mr. Seva, what is a muda, a vimuda?
I forget how you described, but an idiot or
Yes.
I forget the word you used.
I like that one too. An idiot. It's just an idiot. Okay. Rama Devi, what is stitam? Did you get to hear that one? Stitam. What is stitam, Rama Devi?
Situated in the body.
Situated. And what are some other words that, I don't know if you were there for that. There's stitam is like, it's kind of coming from the same roots that are used in a lot of the words in this chapter. And it means like where you're standing. Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, stitam. There's, what is a na rupam asyeha tatopalavyate nanto nacharina sampratishta. Tishtani also is kind of stani, that's standing. These are all kind of coming from that same tishtani and stani, and here is stitam. Okay, Mr. Sean Murphy, what is utkramantam? I know you just came to this class, but
Quitting the body.
quitting the body, yes. And this word would be more familiar if you had done verse 8, because it was already, we covered it in verse 8. So now it's kind of like everybody's kind of coming in contact with the word, like Mr. Chance here, he's coming in contact with the word that he's more familiar with. Victoria, do you remember what does bunjanam mean? Bunjanam.
I don't, I'm sorry. To eat.
Bunjanam. Yes, and what else is enjoying? Is
Like
experiencing. Are you still on?
Like the senses, like the way that one can, in the past life, have smelled certain smells as a firefighter, but in this present life as a chef, maybe one smelling different smells or senses. Is that correct?
So it's basically saying that he's in the soul is in the body. He is experiencing the experiences of this body. He's just experiencing all these things. And the Vimuda, as so eloquently said by Mr. Seva, the idiot, he can't see how the soul is there experiencing these things, and how he leaves the body behind. He just came in the body, was there for a while, he experienced all these things, and he left it. He thinks, that was, the body was the person, and then the person, the person's gone, they've died. What does verse number 11 say? It says, only people who are endeavoring in their spiritual life, they really practice, they try to make growth and progress in their spiritual life. The yogis. Pashanti. What does that word mean again? Pashanti. To see. Pashanti atma avashtitam. Again, we got this word, shtitam. Again, the only one who sees how the soul is situated are the yogis, the spiritual practitioners. And yatanto kritatmano. But those who don't put any interest and effort or any type of put their hearts towards learning about the soul or God, they can't see it at all. Even if they try to. So sometimes you may find you have some friends and you try to like share like, oh, how the soul is different from the body, and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? They just don't get it because they just haven't done the spiritual work, and they haven't really dug deep into that, and so they don't have that past life diploma where they're able to like, oh, I get that, because they got it in their past life, and it's helping them understand these deep matters. So utkramantam stitam bhapi, utkramantam stitam bhapi. So you can repeat after me. So, and let's see you move your hands like you're leaving it behind. Let's see it. Utkramantam stitam vapi bhunjanam va. Who's gonna do how are we gonna do the spell of the gunas? Who's our actor here? The spell of the gunas. Anvitam means he's endowed with, he's decorated with, he's anvitam is he's filled with, he's conditioned by this gunanvitan. I like that one. Yeah, I liked it. Mr. David got it. Ramananda, look at this. Gunanvita. You like that one? Bunjanava Gunanvita. And there's that cool picture. It's in one of Prabhupada's books of the demigods with the strings, and they're puppeteering. The little souls are thinking everything is under their control. Like one sannyasi, he said, if you think you're not controlled, I can do your astrology, and I can tell you what you did in the past, what you're doing now, what you're doing in the future. You'll be like, I had Prahladananda Swami went to SMU and did an Ayurveda seminar, and he started to show how Ayurveda and Jyotish astrology are related. And he started doing people's charts there, asking, who here knows their birthday and like, what time they're born. And half the class could find that, calling their mother up, and they were floored. He said, okay, your mother, she worked in communication. It was like NSA. Your mother worked in communications for the past 8 years. Your father had a kidney problem 3 years ago, and he works in a textile business for the past 15 years. And this is just with their birthday, not even the parents' birthday. This is with the child's birthday. And they were just floored. So if we think we're not conditioned, like, look at the astrology. It'll tell us what you're doing now, what you do in the future, what's happened in the past. So I like that. Bhunjanam va gunanvitan. So let's see that. Bhunjanam va gunanvitam. Okay. Bhunjanam. Hey, George, Bhunjanam. Look, we got George. He's Bhunjanam right here. Yeah, George, look at this guy. He's like totally skinny, but all he does is Bhunjanam all day long. There's like a little belly there, tiny little belly. No, that's fair. All right, George. Bhunjanam va Gunanvitam. Gunanvitam. It's like under the spell of the moods. Gunjanam va gunanvitam. Bunjanam va gunanvitam. I don't. Okay, let's go to our expert, Mr. David. Do we act out the fool? act in a fool? Or nanupash vimuda, and we don't have, you don't have to act out each word. Not because sometimes the acting will slow down, but it's like you know, it's so many different words that you kind of just get the point when you say nanupashanti. Vimuda nanupashanti. So what does pashanti mean? Let's see. Hey, George wasn't even in the class and he got it right away. It's really good to do these haptics, do the physical aspects, because it sets it, instead of like two separate things. The word itself, you gain the meaning of the word by itself without, oh, it means this. And it just, oh, pashanti is just, it just, your brain recognizes that it's something that it needs to see. And it's twice in this verse, and it is twice in the next verse. So yeah, that's just something that's easy to. So who, Matthew Seva, you want to give us a recitation, Mr. Sevaji?
Yeah, I can try. I'm gonna have to read though from the screen.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Just that's what we're doing right now.
Okay, sure. Good comment.
50th floor or something like that. And how many floors up are you?
Me? 20.
20 floors up. He's in New York, Krishnamanga. You can't see anymore because of my wife got excited. His window view is like the whole New York's. You can't see it now because it's dark now.
Yeah. Now you just see the back of my head.
Yeah, we can see the back of his head. Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Okay.
Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Sorry. Utkraman. Let me try it again because I didn't have the right melody.
Okay.
Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
Vimudana pashanti.
Vimudana pashanti.
Ashanti jnana chakshu saha.
Pashanti jnana chakshushaha. Very nice. One more time. Let's do it again.
Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
Bunjanam va gunanvitam.
Vimudana pashanti.
Vimudhanani pashanti.
Pashanti jnana chakshu saha.
Pashanti jnana chakshushaha. Chakshushaha. Who else is? Who hasn't had a chance to give it a shot yet? Anybody here didn't have a chance yet?
I can give it a shot.
Oh yeah, Mr. Carlos, I'm not seeing you on the screen. I don't see everybody there.
No problem.
All right.
So I'll do my best. Utkramantam shtitam vapi.
Utkramastam stitam vapi.
Bhunjanam va gunam vitam.
Bunjanam va gunanvitan.
Vimudananu pashanti.
Vimudhananu pashanti.
Pashanti Jnana Chakshushaha.
Pashanti Jnana Chakshushaha. Utkraman. Oh, hey, come on, you give us recitation. Sunita, come on over here. Shakshi, come on, give us a recitation. All right. Okay. There's Shakshi. He's an eligible bachelor. We're gonna do that. What was Raghu talking about? The arranged marriage Tuesdays. Yes. So put in your No, it's you got 6 days to get on the list if you know somebody. Oh, my PC is running low. Where's the chart? Okay, Shakshi, give us a chant.
Utkramantam stitam vapi.
Ukravantam stitam vapi.
Gunjanam va gunanvitam.
Gunanvitam.
Vimudha nanu pashyanti.
Pashyanti.
Pashyanti jnana chakshusha.
Pashyanti jnana chakshushaha.
I'm gonna close the door. All right. Sunita, you want to come? No. Okay. And so for those who are new, I'm going to give a really brief previous verses. So, Urdvam mulam adashakam ashwatam prahur avyayam chandam siyasya parnani yastam veda savedavit adaschurdvam prashithastasashaka guna pravidha vishaya pravalaha adashtumulani anusantatani karmanu bandini manushaloke na rupam asyeha tatopalabhyate nanto nachadir nacha sampratishta ashvatamenam suvarudamulam asanga sastrena dridena chitva tatapadam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartante bhuyaha tameva chadyam purusham prapadye yata praviti prashita purani. This is like an old man with a cane. Nirmana, pride, without pride. Moha, illusion. Moha, jita sanga dosha, conquering the bad association. So this is an elaborate description of the material world as an analogy of an upside down tree. How many people have done what is the tree? Not the tree pose. How many people done headstand, handstand? Raise your hand. How long have you been lasted? 30, not even 30 seconds. How long?
Uncomfortably for like.
Uncomfortably for.
Okay, I was hanging on one of those things,
Okay, so
your feet hang.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was uncomfortable.
Okay. Who else? Who's some yoga people here? Anybody handstand, headstand? So in Iyengar, they have us do it for like 5 minutes. And you're standing on your feet all day, but you do it on your hands. It's like you're just like sweating and everything like that. Everything's shaking and stuff. So Prabhupada said that when you're upside down, it's very uncomfortable. So this material world being the upside down reflection of the spiritual world, it is an uncomfortable place. So this first section is all about how we're not our home. And it describes this tree that the root is Brahma. But the root originally comes from Krishna. From the root, all these things are coming, different species of life. It's a whole big analogy. So it's kind of that first part of the chapter is actually the hardest part to learn. Not only because the analogy there's so much things within it, but even also the verses are a little longer. So there's more words and it's just more complex. And then it starts to get a little more simple as we go on. Um, so here it's saying nirmana moha. So it says we should seek out, just like the tree has its root, we should find the root of everything. And prasham prapadye, the surrender to that supreme person from whom everything comes since time immemorial. We should find that person and just connect with him. And then here, nirmana, it talks about different things that aid that spiritual progress. Freedom from pride, illusion, bad association, jita sangadosha, adhyatma, being fixed in the eternal, vinivita, just like done with lust, vinivita kama, dwanda, be equal in happiness and distress, sukha dukkha, sukha dukkha samger, gachanta muda, such a amudha, not non-idiots, such the non-idiots padamavyam attain that abode. And what is that abode like? Natad basayate suryo. There's no need for the basayate, the shine of the sun. Nashashanka. Now, who remembers Mr. Chance? What Shashanka? Tell us about Mr. Shashanka.
Shashanka, that's the moon, correct?
Yes. And
Yes.
do you remember why it's the moon? Because that's a little.
Is it not really?
Okay, so Shashi means rabbit, and Anka is ink, or Ank is marked. Like we got our ink master here in Dallas. He is Mark Merchant. He's our tattoo master. Is Mark. Mark actually means to make marks, And so it just like in America, we say man on the moon. In Asia, they say rabbit on the moon. If you look at the shadows, just type in Google rabbit on the moon, and you'll see a whole silhouette of a rabbit on the moon. They'll have it drawn out, and you're like, oh, there it is. And so the moon is called Shashanka, rabbit on the. So you don't need the moonlight. You look it up right now. Go for it. Rabbit on the moon. Go for it. Shashanka, Napavaka. No, this boat of mine. There's no need for moonlight, sunlight, or even illumination of fire or electricity. Everything, everybody, the space itself is self-luminous. It's not like on Earth where you're sitting in a vast darkness ocean with one little light bulb on one end, which is like the sun. You got this like little light there, and another light far, far away, and another light far, far away. And this huge, vast ocean of darkness. Yakatva, and having gone there, na nivartante. Having gone there, you don't have to return. Once you go back to spiritual world, no more samsara. Nanivartante tadama paramama. And so who is that person who doesn't go back? What is that thing that doesn't have to come back to this world? That's starting on Sharid Meme Vamsho. They're my parts, eternally my parts. Meme Vamsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. They're eternally my parts, and they're struggling in this world with the mind, with the six senses, which include the mind. Shariram Yadavapnoti. They give up one body and accept another body, just like the air, as we already described, is carrying aromas and giving up, the aromas that it's picking up. The air is neutral, but it carries on different aromas based on what it associates with. Similarly, the soul is pure, but it's taking on different identities and gunas and natures. It's thinking it's this or that throughout many lifetimes. And then Shrotram Chakshus Sparshanam Cha. He gets situated in other bodies carrying his subtle senses, and he gets situated in another body with gross senses. And Utkramantam, the fool can't see. Now we're on number 10. The fool can't see how this whole thing is taking place. I was leaving the body, I was situated in the body, I was experiencing the body, but who can see it? The Gana Chakshusha. So that's a summary of what we covered so far. Let's see. Oh, I hear something Christmas. What was it? What was Christmas? I missed it. It was an old note. I missed it.
Gita Jayanti.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was just saying.
it was the same day. Yeah, it was. It was on the same day as Christmas. Yes, that was. Yeah. And we got like the actual day, like 5,287 years ago or something. Whereas Christmas, like they say, everybody knows like Jesus was not born in the winter time. All right. Some more questions? Any? How about, can someone do the first line from memory? I know Mr. Chance, he's got it. You got it memorized? First line?
Chintamani is volunteering,
All
but
right.
she's muted.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
okay.
It's because I don't like interrupting.
Oh, no,
So
go for it. Yes. Welcome.
Okay. Utkramantam stitan vapi. Yes?
Yes.
Utkramantam stitan vapi.
And then we have
Bunjanam
a favorite line. The next one.
Sorry. Bunjanam bagunan vitam. Okay. Bunjanam bagunan vitam. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Utkramantam stitan vapi. Bunjanam bagunan vitam. Bimudananu pashanti. Pashanti jnana chakshusha.
Very
Yes.
good. Yes.
I will learn it for tomorrow.
Nice.
Definitely.
Nice. Yeah, and our next class is on Saturday, so you got until Saturday to lock it down. And then Saturday we'll be working on this one and the next one, so it's like they build up on top of each other. Like if you ask Mr. Chance, do you have, how hard is verse 1? It's like easy as butter, it's and then verse 10, it's like, it's working on it. It's a work in progress. Verse 10 and 11, it's a work in progress. So they build up on each other. And you'll find that once you get fluid with this, it's going to take you somewhere to 2 to 5, maybe 6 minutes to recite the whole chapter. How many 5-minute songs you know every lyric for? You can't forget even if you wanted to. It's like you want to forget some of this stuff, and it's still there. Like I remember there was a devotee who nearly drowned in the Ganga River in Mayapur, and he said some stupid commercial song came to his head while it was happening. He was so upset. Like lollipop, oh lollipop. Yeah, that's a hard one to get rid of. Sometimes you got to find like some song that's like really hard to get rid of. That's Krishna conscious. Like there's, what is that? The chant. Have you guys seen that one? The chant song. Jake Emelin. What is his name? Oh, Jake Emelin. Did I spell it right? Chant. Okay, I'll send you guys a link, and you gotta. This is a good song to like get stuck in your head, to like deal with the commercials that get stuck in your head. Especially, I like it when you watch it. The video is so fun that if you heard the music without the video, it might not be your thing. But then the video is so fun that you just like, okay, I like it. I love it. And some of the Wisdom of Sages people are dancing in the video. Some of the, there's one lady in the snow. I think it's one of our and it's a good song. It's really good, and I know a lot of the people there. You'll see Namras, and it's a really good song. So everybody saved it. Everybody got it saved. All right. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, they're good. They're good. Some people got the karma that they do it. Do a good job. All right, so I think we're just coming up to an hour of our whole talk here. Anything else? Here's my email if anyone's practicing. Chance, reach out. Save Chance's email. As you see, he has has this stuff down, and he can help you. So especially if you're coming at a different time, he has all these verses already memorized. Like I have the schedule for Wednesday and Saturday. There's a possibility I'm available at some other time, but there are other people that are also available, and you just jump in with them, practice with them, and this thing is, you put in the little work, you put in all this work. It's unlike learning important verses, which often you forget. When you learn the whole chapter, that's the cool thing about it, is that you don't forget it, because you can always go back to the easy practice of reciting the whole chapter from memory. Once you get it down, if you were to recite, even if you don't recite it every day, if you recite it once a week, if you recite it once every 2 weeks, it will probably still be there. Sometimes you may have to go and, like, when we started doing this class, there was a verse, a word, Yachkat Banani Vartante. So there's a verse, one of them says Nivartante and the other verse says Nivartanti. And I said both of the verses, I said Nivartante. So sometimes you go back like, oh, I guess I pulled the wrong word letter there, or I pulled the wrong word there. I mixed it with another one. But generally, either we do it once every 2 weeks or once a week. Find something that you do already that takes 3 to 6 minutes and integrate it. If you do an RT ceremony, I see Chintamani is doing that. You do an RT ceremony.
I actually was going to say that writing it down helps because your hand and your brain are connected and movement, and it's muscular, so it's easier. Like if you write it down, like when I was a kid, long time ago, we didn't have YouTube or closed captioning, so you had to put the tape, pause, write the lyrics down, play it again, pause, write it down, and that was a better way. Now you just Google the lyrics, and it's even harder to learn the songs. But when you wrote them down, your brain like caught the movement of your hand. So.
Srila Prabhupada says to remember is to write. There you go. And I have, I read the Bhagavatam, but what I remember is all the stuff I wrote down. That's what I remember, and it could be something I wrote down a long time ago, but it's because I wrote it down. That's why I remember. There's so many other, I don't remember all the other stuff, but I just remember that little thing I wrote down. So write, act it out, and as we said, call up your friend and say, can I rap you? Hey, I'm learning the Sanskrit stuff. Can I rap you a verse? And tell them, Ukramatam sitam papi. Hopefully they don't get offended if it says, well, if you can't understand this, you're an idiot. Not a push. They say, I don't understand it. Does that mean I'm an idiot? It's not me. It's just the book. It's just the book. But yeah, just say it to your friend. If you tell somebody, it will also really help solidify the different meanings. So, and it doesn't have to be some new person. You could just find some devotee, say, hey, can I rap a verse to you? And I'm gonna try to you don't want to say regurgitate, but try to re-express the meaning. You could say it word for word, or in the rote translation, you could say it in your own words. The idea is that you connect the Sanskrit to meaning instead of just like an empty meaning thing, and then you say the English right after it. All right. Well, thank you so much. Om Tat Sat. Thanks a lot. Reach out to Chance. Reach out to Chapuji. Reach out to, I know Bailey has a bit. There's also Clayton Wilson. He's very good. Or we can get onto Discord, go on the audio channel anytime, or just practice at home and keep at it. Just keep on wherever you're at. Just keep on, jump on. Please check out the information that we sent. Maybe look at the previous classes. And the first email has a lot of resources. It has the ebooks. Of course, we send a lot of that stuff in the email, but you can keep the book. So, excuse me. So, thank you very much. Hare Krishna.